Okay guys, so I'm doing an alternator swap on my trucks here. Some of you might have saw the video where after I did the water pump on the 1500 here, the alternator started squealing. So I went to the store to get a new one. This is what I found there. It's an upgraded 130 amp alternator. It was actually cheaper than the 105. So I figure, why not swap this one into the Dually? Give me a 130 amp alternator. I've been wanting to do that anyway. And then I'll take the Dually's alternator, which is right here. This is an alternator I had, probably had about 15,000 miles on it. So it's relatively new. So I'm going to swap this into the 1500. This is the original alternator from the Dually. You can see it's a 105, just like that one. It's not the bigger alternator. Most of the time you'll find these bigger alternators on the trucks with plow prep packages. Maybe some other ones if the 2500s mostly. I don't know if you're gonna find one of these on a 1500, but it's a bolt-on deal. I mean, the wires, the plugs are the same, everything's the same, except for you can see the body's a little bit bigger on the 130 amp. If you do this, another thing you might want to upgrade is your main wire there. Now on the Dually, you can see the size of that wire is fairly big. We're gonna go look at the 1500. Now you can see that one. The 1500's wire is a bit smaller, looks like to me. So if you're gonna upgrade your your alternator here, you might want to upgrade this wire. Go with a little bigger wire. Since the Dually has a bigger wire, it shouldn't matter. The 130 amp should work good on that one, and then the 105 should work good in here. I'm not going to do a step-by-step on the alternator removal. You remove the belt, 2 bolts. You got a deal here, a plug here. The hardest thing for the alternator job is actually getting it out of the mount here. GM has this really tight tolerance, and it's really tight to get this in and out. So that's the hardest part of this job. So I'm going to finish swapping these out. I got them all out now, so it's just a matter of putting them back in now. And the Dually will have an upgraded 130 amp, and the 1500 will have a low mileage 105 amp. If it ever goes out, probably just upgrade that one to the 130 amp too. But I don't think it's going to go out anytime soon. So get these swapped out and fire up the truck. Hopefully that squeal will be gone, and I'll have a nice upgraded alternator for the Dually. Okay, so I guess that was a failure. Apparently the alternator wasn't making the noise. I don't know. I'm gonna try this this idler pulley. See if that. I'll go get one of them. Give that a shot. I guess it's a good thing I updated the Dually alternator. It's something I've been wanting to do. So I guess at least it wasn't a waste. So I gotta go get this idler pulley. It's gotta be that. I don't know what else it would be. Besides the new water pump, I don't think the new water pump's gonna squeal like that. Okay, so I got the new pulley here. I just disassembled it. You have to use the original bolt and your original spacer here. After getting the bolt out of there, I can feel this bearing is not smooth. So I'm guessing there's something wrong with this bearing. The only issue I'm finding out here is I'm not going to be able to use the shield on this one here. You can see this one had it's shaped totally different. So I'm going to have to leave this shield off. And I'm just going to run the bolt. And then you got your spacer back here. That goes like this. This keeps everything centered. And the bolt will run through. Should be okay. That's the only pulley they had for this truck, so it has to be the right one. So I think all this is just a kind of like a dust shield to keep debris, try to keep debris out of the bearing. But I'm just going to run without it, and hopefully this is going to stop the squealing. So I'm going to get this installed and we're going to fire it up. Oh, other thing is the bolt was held in with this. This is done by the factory. It makes it easier for them to assemble stuff on the factory. They kind of pre-assemble things so the bolt don't fall out. You don't need this. I just cut this out. Easiest way to get them off is with one of these, just a wire cutter. They have these on lug nuts and stuff, usually to keep brakes and stuff, rotors on as the vehicle goes down the factory assembly line. So you don't need that. Okay, so the idler pulley's in, belt's on, air cleaner's on, everything's buttoned up. Hopefully I'm going to fire this up and it's going to be squeak free. I've been wanting to take this thing for a good test drive to test out the water pump and everything. And this squeal has really cost me a lot because trying to track this thing down. So let's fire it up. Fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Okay, the squealing is still there. I'm baffled. Everything that rotates is brand new except for the crank and the alternator. And this alternator was just on the dually and it made no noise at all. The belt is the only thing that hasn't been changed. The guy gave me a brand new GM belt when I bought the truck. So I'm going to swap that on. I have no idea what the heck the noise is. If this doesn't cure it, I don't know, I'll just have to wait for something to fail. Apparently one of the new parts is bad if the belt don't stop this squeal. So gonna swap the new belt in here and fire it up. We'll see what happens. Okay, new belt on. After this, I have no clue. I'm stumped. Here goes. Oh, you listen to that. It was the belt squeaking the whole time. And I had that new belt in the back seat the whole time. Okay. One thing I did notice when I put this belt on is that the tensioner didn't come back nearly as far. So I almost got to wonder if that old belt wasn't stretched out. But, I mean, there was no cracks in this old belt. I mean, you can see it seems like it's in good shape. I'll just keep it for an emergency spare, I guess. Happy that I found the problem here. I'm not happy that I had to change out every rotating deal on it, but the truck's got 160,000 miles on it, so changing the idlers and everything and the alternator and stuff like that really isn't you know, it's not a bad thing. Now I know I'm not going to have any trouble with them. So, you know, 160,000, probably a good time to do all those idlers and stuff anyway. So, anyway, this is done. Squeal's gone. Okay, so the Dually's buttoned up now. Had a heck of a time getting these bolts, the two mounting bolts lined up. It's pretty difficult. GM's really got a tight fit on these alternators. Block of wood is a good thing to so you don't destroy your alternator pounding it in there. But it's in there, plugged in. Let's fire this up. Hopefully no squeals on this engine. Okay, so everything sounds good. I guess I'm going to end the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.